Hi guys, welcome to the Spill and Grill.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Tashinga.
And this is where you spill the stories.
And we grill them to perfection.
Okay guys, let's get started. Today's theme, who pays on a date?
The $1 million question of dating.
And very controversial.
Very, yeah, it is, yeah. To be honest, I don't even know like my thoughts on it myself anymore.
I'm just as confused now.
Yeah.
All right, it's up to you guys. Let's go.
Had a dude get super pissed I paid for our drinks. I always paid for everything the first date, which usually is just drinks and a coffee. He was like red-faced angry, whisper yelling at me, saying I'd embarrassed him. Yeah, nope. He messaged me after the date to give me another chance, and I just unmatched him.
I'm happy that they were still on the app and talking.
Yeah.
And not sharing like each other's phone number, because he could have been a complete
yeah, and just calling, FaceTiming, voice notes, everything, right?
And then you have to block him, then he gets a new number.
That's very true. The whisper yelling, red face anger just because she paid for the drinks.
That is scary. That's more than one red flag. That's 50 red flags.
Yeah.
Imagine like telling your friends this story afterwards. The guy literally yelled at me. Even if it was a whisper yell. Yeah. You got yelled at on your first date. And then this little prick says, I'll give you another chance.
I will give you another chance. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So you can yell at me again. Like he can say, let me pay. It's our first date. Like I want to treat you.
Yeah.
But he got mad, full on mad, and technically yelled at her, even though it wasn't at the top of his lungs. I would say like it's almost more aggressive than yelling, because he's not yelling at her because they're in a public setting, but he wants to yell at her.
Yeah.
Personally, I think this is my opinion. I do think that if the guy has invited the girl out, I think he should pay on the first date.
I agree.
But that's a very North American mentality. Living here where we are now in Europe, lots of guys do not offer to pay on the first date.
It's true. I was quite surprised when I had an experience. I dated a footballer, and he was amazing in the sense that he was like, what's your favorite cuisine? And I gave him my top 3. And then my number 1 was sushi. So he had found 3 sushi restaurants in Madrid. And he had booked them all. And then he was like, choose. So it didn't matter which one I choose. He had already made the reservation. And I was like, okay, perfect. And then we went on the date. The sushi was amazing. It was an expensive place. So when it came to the bill, I think the bill was like 100 and something, 120 or something like that. And then he was like, so we da-da-da-da. And I was in shock. Not because I had to pay, but it was like, you asked me what my favorite cuisine was. You chose the restaurants and the time. And then I had to pay half of it. I was a bit like, okay. I mean, I paid.
It's a very European thing.
I was just so shocked, because why do the whole like drama, right? Of like, what's your favorite? Da, 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 and then
I'll take you out. Exactly. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. And then we got there, and it was like, so it's da 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 da. And I died inside. I swear. I was like, well, what was the point then? Yeah. There was no point. So that's when I learned, okay then, this is how it goes.
I've spoken to Spanish women and they're like, no, absolutely not. I can pay for myself. You can take me out on my birthday, but on a date, I can pay for myself. First, second, doesn't matter when. So it's a cultural thing, right?
It is a cultural thing.
One thing I used to do, and this only worked back home in Canada, it's never worked in Europe, is the bill would come and I would say, do you want to split it? And it was kind of like a test, Like I was waiting for the guy to be like, no, I've got this on a first date. Because I do like to be treated on the first date. Maybe that's old-fashioned mentality. I don't know, but that's where I stand. And in Canada, usually they would say, no, it's cool, I've got it. And that means, like, to me, they've passed the test. In Europe, never. No, yeah. Never. Like, just sometimes when I would say, do you want to split it? They'd be like, yeah.
What kind of
like,
question is this?
Yeah, what else? what else would we do, right?
Oh, wow.
This guy sounds like he's very old-fashioned, even more old-fashioned than me, because he felt embarrassed by the fact that she paid.
Yeah.
And it angered him. That's scary. That's a huge red flag.
For sure.
Whisper yelling?
Whisper yelling.
Do you embarrass me in front of everybody? That's too much. That's too much.
That is too much.
For you to get angry like that. To like actually full on, like he was still yelling, even though it was whisper yelling.
And it's just coffee and drinks. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Like a couple of bucks, no? That's crazy. Yeah, this guy's a fool.
Yeah.
Complete fool.
And somebody who can't control his emotions?
No, complete red flag. He could have waited until after and said, hey, you know what? I would have preferred it if I got the drinks. So next time, can I get them?
Yeah.
Something like this. I don't know. But there, in the moment, the passive-aggressive red face.
Passive aggressive? Full aggressive.
Full aggressive, yeah. I really wish you could leave reviews. I wish.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
me
and
too.
you could see the guys if they have 5 stars, 4 stars, or 1. But I really wish you could leave a review, because I would leave a review for that guy and be like, don't bother.
Is that an app idea, ladies?
Why not? Why can't we do that?
I don't think we can, just because people can be like, for example, if I go on a date with somebody and I don't like him, not because he's whisper yelling or something, but let's say there's no vibe, right? And I say, sorry, I didn't feel a connection. He could leave a bad review out of spite for me.
True, yeah.
That's the reason, just because people can be so detrimental with that, and they can be so spiteful. I think that's the reason why we can't leave reviews on people.
That's true. Instead, we have Facebook groups
that
say, avoid this man, avoid this pervert. When I told some of the guys that I dated that we have this, they were in shock.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do you have to be so uncomfortable? Have you been treating women badly? Like, if I was a guy and I had been treating women fine, like, I wouldn't even be worried. But some of them got so uncomfortable.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
Are you on there? It does,
I've posted a photo of my ex.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's
under anonymous, so he would never know it's me.
Yeah, of course.
And I put his name, his age, his photo, and I said, watch out for this guy. Extremely funny, but total narcissist. Not my ex from the X-Files, but like another ex. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the next story, which is similar, but not. I recently reconnected with a guy I met online 3 years ago. We talked for a week then. He asked if he could visit me, and I said sure. He literally booked his flight and accommodations within minutes. Fast forward to the end of the visit, we get to discussing how his trip was, and he proceeds to tell me that it wasn't a good experience because I did not cover his expenses. What world are we living in?
Oh my god, as in cover the expenses as in the flight?
Yeah. I guess so. I think so.
Don't piss me off. What is this?
Are you serious right now, right? Like, so this is the complete opposite of the last story. He wants her to cover expenses.
Yep.
When he suggested it, and then he booked his accommodation and his flight within minutes after she said yes.
So the whole experience was not good just because she didn't pay for the expenses. Like, listen to what you were saying.
Right?
It makes no sense.
It could have been such a great weekend. I'm sure she showed him around, like brought him to like her favorite spots, and he was just like...
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make, that it probably was a fantastic date.
Right.
And he's just being an asshole by saying, you didn't pay for anything, so I'm not interested.
What are you, a baby?
Pretty much, He needs to be spoon-fed.
Excuse us, little princess.
Literally. But I'm throwing my toys out the pram kind of attitude. Like, I didn't get what I want. If you wanted this to be paid, why did you not discuss this at the beginning? Like, oh, hey, Tash, listen, I'm more than willing to fly over, but can you cover the expenses?
Yeah.
Or can we split them?
And he waits until the end.
Exactly.
Right? So let's say it's a few days, like it's a weekend trip. The whole weekend, I'm sure you guys have done stuff together. You've had a good time. But you're upset because she hasn't paid for you.
What gives him the audacity to think, she will pay for the flight and hotel?
Yeah. That's why it wasn't a good experience. So it doesn't matter what they did. He's sulking there the whole weekend waiting for her to pay.
Red flag.
Oh, yeah.
Like, major.
I have this friend who, she's like the complete opposite. She thinks the man has to pay... Fine. Every single time.
Fine, yeah.
whatever. Anyway, and I had this guy take me to Nashville for a date. It was really just like one night. He flew me in.
Oh, cool.
His work was paying for the hotel. It was 2 separate beds.
Nice.
And then he flew me out the next day. Like, it was very easy.
Perfect.
It was very, very quick, like 24 hours, which was, it was a great date, actually. He didn't kiss me, but it was a fun date. I had a great time. Nashville is so much fun. I can't wait to go back. And then I come back and I'm telling my friend about it. And I'm like, yeah, like the expenses were covered. We went to the Rock and Roll Museum.
Cool.
I think it was the Rock and Roll Museum. I don't even remember. But we went to this museum, and what I did was I paid for his entry. You know, just to kind of say, like, I appreciate that you brought me here, whatever. And my friend was like, why would you do that? It was his idea to take you there. And I'm like, it was $30 to get into the museum. Like, it's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was so against it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have done the same as you. I could care less. Like, it's okay.
And he paid for, like, the dinner, like the lunches, like all 3 or 4 meals that we had during that time. Wow. He paid for everything. So, like, why not? Just say as a thank you, you know? And I think he appreciated it too.
Yeah, I have friends the same as your friends. Like, they don't even lift the credit card.
Yeah, like my friend would get along with the guy from the first story.
Definitely, yeah.
Right? Because she wouldn't even bring her wallet.
No,
you know?
yeah, exactly, yeah. But guys these days are also, they're kind of conforming and are very, very different. They don't like women this that are expecting men to do everything, provide, to pay, and all this kind of stuff. There's many men like this as well. It's
kind of a touchy subject right now with the whole like feminist movement.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I was thinking,
that's why I'm kind of like in between. That's why I'm like, I'd like to be treated on a first date, but after that, we can go Dutch, you know, like it's fine. Like we can share. Like I don't need a man to pay everything for me.
True. I had one guy that I dated and he paid for the first date and it was just like brunch and a smoothie or something like this. And then he was like, oh, I hope you don't mind that I paid. And I was like, no, that's absolutely fine.
Nice.
But he was saying from his perspective, it's been so difficult as a man because he paid for another woman before me, like another date, and she went completely insane.
No way.
Like threw a fit and was like, you don't think I can pay for my own meal? Like went full feminism on him. And then I thought, actually now seeing it from his point of view, like it's not just us that are complaining, it's also the guys that are complaining for good reason, because he was like, I thought I was just doing what I was supposed to, and then I got for breakfast. And so now every time he was going on dates, he was like, is that okay? And I was like, oh my god, poor guy.
Right. I know, you don't even know what to do anymore, right?
This is why you discuss it in the dates. I'm sorry, this is why you discuss it in the first, like, I don't know, couple of conversations that you have.
Yeah, I agree with discussing it, because if this guy really wanted to get his either his travel paid or the time where he was there during his travel paid, he maybe should have discussed it. If he was that uncomfortable with it, he could have said like, hey, like I'm traveling to come see you. I have to pay for accommodation. I have to pay for flight. Could you help me out?
Yeah. Exactly.
If it's that bad, you know, like if you want it that bad, I think you need to speak up. That's another thing that I feel with society is that we're uncomfortable and we don't say anything. Yeah. And then we expect the other person to read our minds.
True.
Talk about it, guys. Be open.
It's very true.
You know what? You got your weekend together. He couldn't appreciate anything because all he wanted was his free trip. So, good riddance. Good riddance. You dodged the bullet. But good thing he doesn't live in the same town as you.
Yeah. But let us know what you think. I think it's always going to be a debate, honestly, until the end of time about dating.
It really is. I know. Yeah. I know. We're in a very weird time right now with that, on who should pay and when and who should provide and how and and I think it will be a forever ongoing conversation. And a big thing I was just telling Sarah before we started the podcast, I also think it comes from what you see in the home. Like I grew up with a single mum, so I don't know any different but paying for myself. So when a man does want to buy me something, I really appreciate it, or I'm like, oh, that's so nice, you want to get me a coffee, even if it's a coffee. Whereas other people have grown up in the house where they've seen their dad buying their mum things, so that's all they know, and they think, that's how my dad treated my mum, that's how a man should treat me. So it also comes from what you see at home. Yeah, tell us what you think, guys, because both these guys are off. Yeah.
And not in the good sense, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But as always, guys, we are not professionals. We are not doctors. We are not therapists. We are not dating coaches.
We're not psychologists. We're not behavioral analysis specialists. We're not experts. This is entertainment purposes only.
Exactly. So take what we say with a pinch of salt. We are just giving our opinion and discussing as always. If you have an exciting or very bad dating story, please email us at thespillandgrill@gmail.com. The email will be on the screen now. If you have been listening on Spotify, thank you very much for listening to The Spill and Grill. And if you have been watching us on YouTube, thank you for watching us. I am Tashinga.
And I'm Sarah.
Take care, guys. See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.